couple of things that I'm just going to finish off with because I think it's important to give you the real nuggets. Okay, I talked about this before. It's really important that if I want to be brilliant at selling, I actually have to solve people's problems. I'm in the problem-solving business. One of the most important and most powerful ways that you can solve anyone's problem is not by talking. It's by listening and asking questions. Now, there is great power in the questions you ask, but there are appropriate questions to ask and there is inappropriate questions to ask. Let me show you the 4 different types of questions that you'll come up against and when to use an appropriate question in the sales process. Closed questions are yes or no questions. Now, traditionally, we've been taught in sales that you use closed questions towards the end of a transaction. Example, how would you like to pay for that, cash or credit? Customer says cash, that's a closed question, 2 alternatives. What colour would you like that, black or grey? They say grey, closed, that's a closed question. Be very careful. If you use too many closed questions at the beginning of the relationship, they feel as though it's an interrogation and effectively they close down. So when to use it is important, towards the end of the process, but not at the beginning. It's not an interrogation. Okay, got it. Open-ended questions are brilliant at the beginning of a relationship because they create trust. Open-ended questions are why, how, tell me. Example, tell me about your business, I'm curious. Here's a great question to tell a business owner. Hey Bob, just out of interest, I'm really curious because I'm genuinely curious about businesses. Can you show me around? Now, why would I be doing that? Because I actually know in many ways Randall's love is his business. If he can show me his business and I'm passionately interested in his business and he can share it with me, I've built instant rapport. Why? Because his business is his baby. You understand, when you're talking a business owner, their love of their life is not only their partner, but it's also their business. If you can honour that and understand that, without you doing that, you'll actually get a great amount of rapport. They're open-ended questions. Really important to do at the beginning. I'd avoid them at the end because you're not taking control. Remember, the challenger takes control. You can't take control if you do open-ended questions at the end because what you're doing is you're giving control back. Leading questions, very dangerous shit. You've had leading questions, you've probably heard of it. Industries that sometimes occasionally do it are those people who are programmed in multi-level marketing. Multi-level marketing sometimes give them scripts and they say to people when they ring them up, how would you like to earn an extra $100,000? Now, is that a leading question or not? What is a leading question? A question that is so obvious, why are you asking the question? It's a very dangerous question to ask in an educated marketplace. It will work on the stupid, but it won't work on the smart. Undesirable usually result in false or slanted information. Who's ever had someone come up to them and say, would you like to earn an extra $100,000? It's like, what do you say? No? What do you say? No? It's almost like, and how does it make you feel? It's almost like, come on, get real. Yeah, so just be careful of that. And I've seen that, and I'm just questioning the philosophy behind that. I've seen too much programming of that. High gain questions are brilliant. They give before they take. Again, this is the teacher. See, I've become the teacher. High gain is teaching. It's amazing how it all wrapping together here. It gives before it takes. It actually surrenders. It actually says, I'm here to truly help you, and I really don't care if I don't get the sale because I'm going to take the high ground. It's not about the sale. It's about helping you to solve the problem. And if I can't help you to solve the problem with our product and services, I still want to help you. That's noble. So that's the high gain question. Of give before it takes. Classic example is that I deal with a lot of electrical and plumbing contractors. I go and see them about the franchise that we've got, which is a conversion franchise. I will say to them, look, my suggestion is you love it, but you don't need us. What I'm suggesting you do is you get in contact with the company that develops our software and just buy the software, not the entire thing. This is what it'll do for you. I take the high ground, I ring up the company then and there for them, I book the meeting for them then and there. They suddenly say, that is amazing. You've come and you tried to sell me a franchise. The franchise wasn't right for me, but I like the software, so what you're willing to do is actually sell me the software without any inherent needs. Yes, I am. What you sow, you reap. It's profoundly biblical. We don't get it because we live in this society where the pie is only this large, and my job is to grab as much of the pie as possible. Let's just change the paradigm. Let's just say that we lived in a world of abundance, not of poverty.
I can understand where you're coming from, but it was more a statement than a question. Could you give me an example of what you mean by the high-gain question?
Oh, high-gain question. Where you're actually, okay, all right. In a contracting business, okay, I'll just talk contracting business. The variables that make a successful contracting business is the sales per site worker per day. So I would say to the business owner, just out of interest, do you measure your sales per site worker per day? The owner will say, no, I don't. That's a high-gain question. And then I'll say to him, look, what I'd like to do is, irrespective of whether you use me or not, it's insignificant. I'd like to show you how to measure that, because I think, irrespective, you need to measure that to improve your business. So what I've done is I asked him a high-gain question. I'm revealed into him. I'm teaching him. And suddenly, he's developed a KPI for his business because I've incorporated that into it. And then what I've done is I've positioned myself as the trusted advisor as opposed to the salesperson. Does that make sense? See what I'm doing? I'm actually taking that ground of educating you and trying to solve your problem. And I'm surrendering my need to get the sale. And here's the most amazing thing. When you don't want the sale, that's when you do get the sale. And reveal questions are the deepest questions you can actually do. Now, if you can ever do anything in business, if you are in sales, invest a little bit of time and read some coaching books. So much of coaching is wrapped around selling. I have a coach now, and what a really good coach does, it will look at a prospect, it will look at a customer and ask them the deepest question they possibly can. And here's some of the deep questions. How does that make you feel? That is a deep question. Reveal questions are the killers. If you can actually hit a couple of reveal questions, okay, they will open up the customer like you ain't seen, because guess where you're operating? In the heart. See, I've gone from head to heart. If you're in higher complex sales, this is the traditional process that you need to operate under. Step one is high gain questions, which is the teaching. I'm investing. Emotional dollars, bank accounts. Then I'm moving open-ended questions. I'm opening you up. I'm building trust and rapport. See what's happening? I'm asking different style of questions. See, I'm not vomiting. I'm not trying to sell a product. I'm actually not trying to actually prescribe, because how can I prescribe? I haven't even done a diagnosis or examination. I'm doing this process in a structured way. Then I ask closed questions. And then I ask the killer question, if we were able to actually solve this, how would this make you feel? What would this do to your business? Suddenly, it's a light bulb moment. It's a brilliant technique.